Hi everyone. I thought since we've worked so hard this year in ELA and in social studies, especially while school's been closed, that this week, for those of you that are finished with all of your ELA and social studies, we're going to do some different sort of activities. One of them is sudoko, and sudoko is a game and has a Japanese name, although it turns out it actually started in the United States in the late 70s but didn't get popular here. It was first popular in Japan, and they're the ones that named it. Then it went over to England, and it really only became something that we started playing in the US in 2004. Now, what you see here is sort of a typical game. Although it's a little bit simpler version of one, it involves numbers. And what we need to do is put numbers, all the numbers, in this case 1 to 4, in each row, in each column, and inside of each block. You cannot have the same number twice in a row, column or block, and that's where it can get a little tricky. This is a 4x4 game, which means we're using the numbers 1 to 4. An adult version would go up to 9. When we start here, we see that these 2 rows have been filled in for us. The more advanced games, you begin to see fewer numbers, which does make it a little bit tricky. So these 2 bottom rows have been done for us. And then this column right here has been done for us. There's no particular place you want to start. You want to look for where you know that you can fill in a blank. This column has 3 out of 4 numbers filled in. So I know that there's only 1 number left to do. We've used 1, 2, and 3. So this really does need to be the number 4. Now I can go back. I can look at this row if I want. I've used the number 3, I've used the number 4, so I need to use the numbers 1 and 2. Now, let's look at this column here. I've used the number 1 here. I cannot put the number 1 here. So that means my only other choice must be a 2. Because if I put the number 1 here, I'd have 1 twice in the same column. That means that this right here should be the number 1. Now let's look at this row right here. I've got a 1 and a 4. That means I need 2 and I need 3. Well, let's look at this column. I've already used the number 3. Can't use it again, so it must be 2, which means that this must be a 3. And I can double check. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I also want to go across my rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then finally take a look at one of my blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know that I've done a great job doing this. Now, for you all, I have started out with, instead of numbers, I found these really great picture versions online. And on the left-hand side are the shapes that you need to fill in. I've included the exact amount you need so that there's no extras. So instead of going across with numbers, well, let's take a look at this top row. I've got a square, a circle, triangle. All that's left is a heart. That means my heart must go there. So some of these are different shapes. And then here's a version where, unlike the other ones, you don't see these blocks. You just see rows and columns. It's the same thing, only you don't need to worry about blocks. And in this case, notice there's not 4, there's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different shapes. In this case, one of the shapes, which is a yellow circle, 1, 2, 3, 4, has been done for you, so you don't need to add any yellow circles. Here's a grid version, here's some more shapes. These are butterflies. There's different themes. Here's weather, fish. Then down here we do get into ones where you need to put in some numbers and you will type them in. So these are active text boxes. Here's the same thing, only this one is letters. You actually spell out the word bear, B-E-A-R, and that's done for you. And then here's the sample I did. I'm going to leave that up, and I'm going to add some more of those at the bottom. And it's not yet, but I will make sure that it has active text boxes, and you will type into this. So have fun with these. These are really great for your brain. These are sort of like a crossword puzzle using, shapes and numbers, and have fun.